Magandang araw po sa inyo. Ako nga pala si James Lynn Makasukol Hervas from Section B of Batch M49. In today's video po, I'll be discussing topic about occupational safety and health. So first, what is OSH? OSH is a discipline with a broad scope involving three major fields. First is occupational safety, second is occupational health, and industrial hygiene. So first, what is occupational safety? Occupational safety deals with understanding the causes of accidents at work and ways to prevent unsafe act and unsafe condition in any workplace. Safety at work discusses concept on good housekeeping, proper materials handling and storage, machine safety, electrical safety, fire prevention and control, safety inspection, and accident investigation. Second is occupational health. Occupational health is a broad concept which explains how the different hazards and risks at work may cause an illness and emphasizes that health programs are essentials in controlling work-related and or occupational diseases. Industrial hygiene. Industrial hygiene discusses the identification, evaluation, and control of physical, chemical, biological, and ergonomic hazards. The term hazard and risk are often interchanged because you will be encountering this throughout the course. It is a must that you understand the difference between them. What is hazard? Hazard is a source or situation with a potential to cause harm in terms of injury, ill health, damage to property, damage to the environment, or a combination of these. Risk is a combination of the likelihood of an occurrence of a hazardous event with a specified period or in specified circumstances and the severity of injury or damage to the health of people, property, environment, or any combination of these caused by the event. OSH situation in the global and local levels aims to provide a background on both the local and international OSH situation. We hope that by being aware and focusing on the magnitude of work-related accidents, injuries, and illness, you will understand the prevalent conditions that exist which contribute to the accidents and illness at work. Occupational accident, an unexpected and unplanned occurrence including acts of violence arising out of or in connection with work which results in one or more workers incurring a personal injury, disease, or death. It can occur outside the usual workplace premises of the establishment while the worker is on business on behalf of his or her employee that is in another establishment, or while on travel, transport, or in road traffic. Occupational injury, an injury which results from a work-related event or a single instantaneous exposure in the work environment, where more than one person is injured in a single accident. Each case of occupational injury should be counted separately. If one person is injured in more than one occupational accident during the reference period, each case of injury to that person should be counted separately. Recurrent absences due to an injury resulting from a single occupational accident should be treated as the continuation of the same case of occupational injury, not as a new case. Temporary incapacity. Case where an injured person was absent from work for at least 1 day, excluding the day of the accident, and was able to perform again the normal duties of the job or position occupied at the time of the occupational accident, or will be able to perform the same job but his or her total absence from work is expected not to exceed a year starting the day after the accident, or did not return to the same job but the reason for changing the job is not related to his or her inability to perform the job at the time of the occupational accident. Permanent incapacity. Case where an injured person was absent from work for at least 1 day, excluding the day of the accident, and was never able to perform again the normal duties of the job or position occupied at the time of the occupational accident, or will be able to perform the same job, but his or her total absence from work is expected to exceed a year starting the day after the accident. Fatal case where a person is fatally injured as a result of occupational accident, whether death occurs immediately after the accident or within the same reference year as the accident. Unsafe, unhealthy acts and conditions. To be able to define this, let us first go back to the work system composed of various elements: workers, raw materials, tools and equipment, and the work environment. The interplay of these elements results in the performance of a specific task like production of goods, but when an accident happens, the task will not be accomplished or will be delayed. First, what is unsafe and unhealthy act? The American National Standard Institute defines that is any human action that violates a commonly accepted safe work procedure or standard operating procedure. This is an act done by a worker that does not conform or departs from an established standard, rules, or policy. This often happens when a worker has improper attitudes, physical limitations, or lack of knowledge or skills. Unsafe, unhealthy condition. ANSI defines that as the physical or chemical property of a material, machine, or the environment which could possibly cause injury to people, damage to property, disrupt operations in a plant or office, or other forms of losses. These conditions could be guarded or prevented. Next is housekeeping. The 5S, a Japanese concept that aims to optimize the time for production, is a very practical, simple, and proven approach to improving housekeeping in the workplace. Housekeeping is important because it lessens accidents and related injuries and illness. It therefore improves productivity and minimizes direct indirect cause of accidents, illnesses. Housekeeping means putting everything in its proper place. It is everybody's business to observe it in the workplace. 5S terms. Seri, sort, or saurin. It's the first S, which means sorting out these unnecessary items and discarding them. Seiton, systematize, sinopin, is the second S, which means we need to organize things. Next is seiso, sweep or simotin, is the third S, which means we have to sanitize or clean our workplace. Sikitso, standardize or siguruhin, is the fourth S, which means we have to standardize what we are doing. Sitsuki, self-discipline, sariling kusa, is the fifth and last S, which means we have to do this process without brooding.